People can get jealous over the darndest of things, even when they don't affect said person. G'day there guys, it's your main man Markee and welcome back to another episode of r/AmITheA. Now if you love today's bloody good content, I want you to sit back, relax, chuck a prawn of the Barbie, and get ready for some spicy discussion. Let's go. Am I the a-hole for using my special needs privileges? So about a year ago, my university added psychological problems to the special needs students' requests. I have been diagnosed with severe anxiety and clinical depression, so I decided to apply to the program. The program is strictly enforced, and they requested my diagnosis, the date, and the doctor. Then they contacted my doctor. Well, I got in. I have around 1.5x time in exams, able to record the lectures, and I can get help from the program when I need. Some absence is allowed, etc. One of my friends learnt about my special needs status, and then confronted me. They told me that since I was stable and functioning, I shouldn't be using the program, and it was probably taking away from someone who needed it more. It's true that I've been in therapy for a while and have been taking medication. My panic attacks are less frequent and less damaging. She called me an asshole for taking part in a program that clearly isn't for me. Some of my friends told me they agree with her, and they had been thinking this for a while. I am truly conflicted. On one hand, I truly benefited from the program, but on the other hand, maybe they're right, and I'm using this selfishly. So Reddit, am I the a-hole? I don't get how a program that is there to help you, and I would assume is open to anyone that falls under that category and doesn't have a limit to people going in there, would make you an asshole in this instance. You obviously need the extra help, you obviously need the extra time. It's not hurting anyone, it's just bruising their ego for some reason. I can't quite explain why they're angry because it doesn't make any sense to me. So because of that, I'm gonna go with not the a-hole. This seems like entirely their problem, and they should just suck it up and deal with it. Now in the comments, Dishpile says, not the a-hole. Did it ever occur to your friend that the fact that you are stable and functioning and flourishing right now might be a direct result of getting those accommodations? You are not being selfish by taking care of yourself. Don't feel guilty for using privileges that were created to help you out. Also, things like extra time in exams and extra office hours? Absolutely not limited resources. You getting those things isn't stealing them from someone else. I have this super vague memory of an American reporter claiming that Finland was cheating when it reported having one of the lowest depression rates in the world because they also had a higher percentage of people on antidepressants than average. Same energy OP, not cheating. Why is this one of the most American things I've ever heard? I'm American, by the way. I swear to God, this country's motto should be, suck it up, buttercup. We are horrible to our own people and ourselves. Crab bucket mentality all around. Most people are sold on the idea of, I suffered, so you should have to suffer too. Ditozy says, not the a-hole. If you didn't need the program, you would not be in the program. Tell your friend to go get screwed. And seeing as how this program allows you extra time for tests and being able to record lectures, is there really a limit to how many people it can be in it? It's not like the program is supplying financial aid, and the money's gonna run out, and there's this person taking funds from someone else. I don't see how this person is taking anything from anyone. RevScale27 says, not the a-hole. Do not let someone else's self-entitled non-medical degree-having ass take away something that is beneficial to you. I'm so over people seeing someone who has their medical needs under control, sometimes for now because it will spiral, being pissy. How do they not know that you're able to maintain your mental health because you are utilizing those services? Keep using them, stay healthy, and find new friends. This right here. A doctor has diagnosed you, and your uni has checked with your doctor. These assholes are not your friends if they say stuff like this to you. And now on to the update. First of all, thank you guys for the encouragement to use my special needs status and confronting my friend about her reaction. I admit I used some of your words when talking to her to better explain myself. We talked, and at first it seemed like she was sympathetic to my situation. But after a while, she told me that I was exaggerating, and she specifically told me that I deal with my depression and anxiety. I don't need the program. She expressed that she feels as though this was encouraging me to be lazy, and while she understood there wasn't a limit to students in the program, she told me that I was being unfair to those with learning disabilities by getting the same accommodations. I tried to explain my accommodations, my need to get more time because of a panic attack I had during a proctored Zoom exam, but she kind of flared up and shouted that it wasn't fair to her, that she was not getting the same treatment. She felt like the university was playing favorites. So I decided to remove myself from the situation, and I told her that I was rethinking our friendship, not to contact me for now. So there it is. Not a happy update, but I at least got to explain myself. I'm also contemplating whether I should send this post to her for her to see other people's reactions, but I'm not sure. Thank you guys again. You guys really helped with my confidence in this situation. And edit, just needed to add as an edit. There were a few people who just never knew psychological problems can be seen as a disability needing accommodations. If you guys need information regarding the procedure of universities or the criteria, I would love to help each and every one of you. I know how hard it is to deal with this on your own. My wish is for these problems to be seen as normal as other disabilities, without prejudice. The process isn't easy, but it is rewarding. The universities usually don't talk about these accommodations, so just ask. Ask your counselors and anyone else in the departments. Now in the comments, Ross the Dino Guy says, "You say not a happy update, but this internet stranger is happy and proud of you for standing up for yourself. She made it clear her issue was that you had something she wanted, not that you didn't deserve it. Best of luck to you." Exactly. Why didn't she apply to the program herself? You did nothing wrong, OP. Those programs were designed specifically for that. Good grief, not to mention, whether OP qualifies or not is not up to her. Pretty bold for her to complain about that. Some people really push for people not to see accommodations they qualify for because it's more noble or something to struggle without help. Yes, to my knowledge, all those people were able-bodied. Here for AmITheA says, there it is. She isn't mad at you for using the privileges, she's mad at you because she isn't using them. Your friend has a major reality check headed her way if she thinks life is supposed to be fair. She has a lot of gall trying to hide her jealousy as concern for the students who are entitled to use special needs privileges. That is some serious audacity on her part, and I think you're doing yourself a huge favor by reconsidering whether you want this person in your life. Irene Ann 16 says, "I just wanted to thank you for the post. I'm a college student who struggles with depression, and most likely ADHD, but I have to see another person to have that confirmed. And I had no idea my college offered accommodations for it. But because of your post, I reached out to my advisor and am getting help. Thank you. Your post is making college a lot easier for me." And OP replies, "I'm truly happy for you. It is hard to reach out, but I'm so grateful to be able to get help. Not a lot of people know about the mental health help a university offers. For some reason, it isn't something they talk about much. If you need any help with the submission, please message me, and I would love to help anyone not do this all by themselves. It can be an overwhelming experience." And Ambien Nicole Smith says, "I followed your original post and was so disgusted by your friend popping off about your accommodations. Good for you for stepping back from that friendship, and please remember going forward that A, your health is no one's business, and B, you don't owe anyone an explanation about it, ever. Best of luck with your studies." And OP replies, "Thank you. Honestly, thanks. I don't have many people around me because of the pandemic, and me being from a different country, so it really means a lot." Our next post is by user Throwaway147021, titled, "Am I the a-hole for accusing my brother of being gay instead of studying all day?" So I'm 14 male, and my brother is 22 male. We've always had a great relationship. He's the one I've been closest to all my life so far. He started a PhD doing maths at a top university last summer, and I'm truly happy for him. Although that meant he would be away from home 6 to 7 months a year. But he grew more distant from me ever since. Even when he was back home for the holidays, on most days he would stay in his room the whole day and only come out for meals and to tuck me into bed at night. When he did play games or have prolonged chats with me, he was his old self, but those became more infrequent. When I asked him about it, he said he was too busy nowadays, but will still spend Sundays with me, which he did. Recently, he decided to postpone his studies until summer because of lockdown, and one would think that he would have more free time now, but apparently not. And he continued saying that he was working, saying something like no one ever succeeds by doing the least amount of work. It didn't make sense, so I suspected he wasn't studying all day. I asked him if he was dating, and said he was too busy to date. Anyways, one night after he thought I went to bed, I listened at his door and I heard him talking on the phone, and it was obvious from the way he spoke that it wasn't just a friend. I've always suspected that he was gay since he never showed any interest in girls, and figured that he always denied dating because he was ashamed of being gay. I was angry that he lied to me. Well, yesterday, I was arguing with my mum about my grades when my brother chimed in and said that if you spent your time studying instead of arguing, maybe you would get better grades. And I said, you probably spend your time dating boys instead of studying anyways. My mum was like, how dare you say that, and then sent me to my room. So I don't know how my brother reacted afterwards. I knew I shouldn't have talked back, but I didn't say anything too bad, and even when I did in the past, my brother never got angry at me. Also, this time it was kind of his fault for lying to me, but yesterday he ended up skipping dinner and didn't tuck me into bed at night, so I think he was really angry. Then today, everything went back to normal, and he even watched a movie with me. So perhaps he felt bad about lying to me too, and that's why he's not angry anymore. I'm not sure if I'm the a-hole. I think that yes, you are the a-hole in this situation. I don't think there's any way that you could spin this story to redeem it, to make you look better. Yes, you're 13 and you're a bit stupid, that's for sure. I don't get why you would say something like this though, so blatantly. God, I'm so angry that you lied about being gay. God, you've betrayed me by lying about your gayness. That just sounds so up yourself. That's just ridiculous. There's nothing wrong with him spending time dating boys. You're framing it like it's a bad thing, and you deserve to be called out by your mum for that. Realize that your actions were unacceptable in this situation, and move on from it. In my opinion, you're the a-hole. Now in the comments, Sparkling Deadly says, quote, I was angry that he lied to me. Repeat after me. This is not about you. You don't get to be angry that someone is in the closet. If he is gay, you just stripped him of all his autonomy over something deeply personal. He doesn't owe you jack crap about his sexuality, and using it to attack him is vile. You're the a-hole, major. As a lesbian, I never understood why people were even mad about that. Maybe I didn't know that I was gay, therefore couldn't tell you? Maybe I wanted to gauge what your reaction would be. Maybe I never lied in the first place, just never explicitly said I was gay. To paraphrase Ray Gillette from Archer, well, I never said I was straight, y'all just assumed I was. Cathelli15 says, I'm gonna say you're the a-hole. You invaded your brother's privacy by listening in on his private conversation. It wasn't your news to spread that he may be gay. I also feel like the age gap between you is just getting a bit more noticeable now in difference of responsibilities and actions. Yeah, I was thinking about the age gap too. 8 years is a big difference, and the maturity level couldn't be more apparent. At 14, OP is more concerned about not getting tucked in at night and playing video games. Meanwhile, the brother is 22 and focusing on getting his PhD and getting his life started. Also, maybe it's just me because I'm an only child, but I could never see myself coming out to a 14-year-old sibling. So even if his brother is gay, literally that is none of OP's business. OP, you were young but incredibly immature, which is expected at 14. But you gotta understand your brother is an adult, and his life is becoming more and more separate from yours. If you want to keep your relationship with him, you can't keep doing crap like this. Also super weird that he gets tucked in at all, let alone by his brother. Good night is enough. It's not even his mum babying him. In this instance, it may be the whole family. Yeah, considering the age gap, the brother might have been parentified by the mum. Vixen7-9 says, If you wonder why he possibly lied to you, that's why. You are not even sure he's dating a guy. You're just making assumptions because you eavesdropped. Also, what kind of logic is that? Sorry, I can't study, I'm too busy being gay. You're the a-hole. What do you mean? I use that excuse all the time. I can't do things because I'm too busy painting my room in glitter whilst listening to Madonna. And Alyssa Hargreaves says, you're the a-hole. Your brother is an adult dealing with adult stresses. He's allowed his own life outside of you. Also, using sexuality to hurt someone or claim something you don't know is immature. He has the right to do what he needs to do as much as he wants to. Focus on yourself and not your brother. Also, it doesn't matter if he's gay or not. He's an adult dealing with his own life. Now on to the update. Hey, so I wanted to thank everyone who commented on my original post. I'll be honest that I was angry at first when all of the judgments were negative, but I thought about it and realized that I really was a selfish prick who never thought from my brother's perspective. Thank you for making me aware of that. I apologized to my brother today, and we had a long conversation. He didn't hold it against me, and said that he's glad that I'm learning to take responsibility for my actions. He said that he knew what I was going through, and sometimes he gets sad too, knowing that we're both growing up and things are changing. I cried when he said that. Our family had problems with money when I was in primary school, so my parents used to work long hours, and my brother practically brought me up. He said that if I'm willing to try improving my grades, I could spend some time each day studying in his room while he worked on his degree. Which sounds like a good idea. And apparently, he's been planning to take me to Italy for some time next year so that we can spend some time together when he has less things going on. He remembered that I always wanted to go there after seeing some movies when I was younger. And he forgave me for nearly outing him. Luckily, my mum thought that it was just an insult and didn't think much about it. I go to a traditional school which doesn't care to educate us on LGBT issues, so I read up on that online and realized how dangerous what I did was, and how great my brother is for still talking to me and being so loving. I also want to apologize to people on Reddit who were offended by my attitudes towards being gay in my original post. So anyway, thank you. I'll try to be more mature from now on. Edit, thanks so much for the support, everyone. It encourages me that other people with an older brother manage to still be close after both growing up. Now in the comments, Just to Be Obsolete says, thank you for being open to listening, learning, and apologizing. That is very mature, especially for your age. I'm glad you were able to work things out with your brother. Smiley face. And Remote Broccoli says, Opie, thanks for updating. And yes, it's still danger ahead in some part of the worlds to be gay, lesbian, trans, bi, or queer. No joke at all. Some parts of the USA still have gay bashing as a hobby. In some parts of Europe, we still have blatant hate crimes. Please, for the love of all kittens and doggos, be careful. Don't speak about it unless he's out. Don't talk about it with anyone. Love him and respect him all the same, but keep your mouth shut. And OP replies, thanks for telling me that. People I know IRL don't talk about it, so I always thought hate crimes were all about race. I definitely won't speak about it again after seeing things online about how dangerous it is. I was dumb. And Trudessa replies to that, you know, turning around like you did? That's very mature of you. I'm glad you could see it from another perspective, and that you spent time reading up on the subject and educating yourself. I'm sure your relationship with your brother will be just fine, and I know he really appreciates you apologizing to him like you did. I'm glad you can study together. And Goth Spite says, good job, OP. You can be forgiven for being immature and owning up to your mistakes, and especially for considering your brother's safety. He is right. Families grow and change, you can't help that, but as long as you put in the work, it will be okay. Alright guys, that's the end of the video. Friendly reminder that I'm now posting daily on my second channel, Markee 2. If you want to laugh at memes with me, link is down in the description below. On phone, you just click that little arrow underneath the video. I also want to say thank you to all my channel members and Patreon subscribers. Your names are currently floating down the screen here, and I love to see all of you guys. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Thank you for supporting me. I really appreciate it. If you see yourself on screen, I want you to give yourself a big pat on the back for being amazing as always, and thank you for supporting me again. I do hope that you guys have a good day, night, sleep, whatever it is you're up to. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.